Well, good morning. Just like that, it's a Monday morning. It's October 20th. When I went to work, AJ, this morning at what time was I in the car? 3:40, whatever it was. Kind of balmy,
Yeah.
comfortable, nice. Not so anymore. I was just driving a few minutes ago, and it really just came in just like we expected it to with this weather alert. So it is Monday, October 20th, and we're really dealing with a lot of wind, rain, some flash flooding, ponding I can see in the street around me. So give us an idea of the timeline if you can. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Allison. Yeah, exactly right. Our own meteorologist, Jason Doris, also just making the trip in this morning. And he said several accidents even being reported out on 295. So you can see right now our roadways pretty much throughout the region, they're fairly wet. We got the rain and the wind now have pushed on into the region. We started the morning dry, as Allison was talking about, balmy temperatures. But now this cold front is here. It's switching around our winds and it's bringing a lot in the way of some rain and heavier precipitation. So the rain not falling too heavily right at this instant in Fall River, but you can only make out more of the headlights, not the brake lights over the Raga Bridge. So a little bit of some limited visibility out there as we continue towards 10, 11 a.m. If we take a closer look at it, some of our wind gusts already this morning, New Shoreham, of course, Block Island, that's where we expect to see some of the strongest winds, over 50 miles per hour, but also Quonset Point, Connecticut Light, over 40 miles per hour, New Bedford, Newport, as well as TF Green have been close to around 40 miles per hour for our gusts too. We're having about 100 power outages between Rhode Island and Southeast Massachusetts, so not seeing too many in terms of those. Hopefully that remains the case. Look at the westerly rainfall total already today, 1.31 falling in parts of western Washington County. Providence, of course, still waiting on some of the numbers. Taunton, similar story, but all of this essentially half an inch to 1.5 inches of rain is moving off to the east, so everyone getting a good dousing of the rain. Let's time it out. See where some of the heaviest rain's falling right now. We just took a look towards the Fall River area, and we do have a pretty good line of embedded showers and downpours that are now sliding off to the east. New Bedford, you haven't seen a whole lot of rain this morning, but don't worry, there's plenty more for you to come as some of this heavier precipitation slides eastward. If we look out towards the westerly area right now, there actually is lots in the way of some lighter rain now falling through that area. So that's, of course, good news. And this rain is expected to end from west to east as we continue through the middle of the day. We can time it out and actually take a closer look before we get there at some of our heaviest downpours through Fall River. Definitely feeling it through Bristol right now, Bristol County, Rhode Island. And this is all going further off to the east. So while places like Plymouth, the Cape haven't seen a whole lot of rain, don't worry, you'll be seeing plenty of it, and you'll be kind of the last ones to shed some of these heavier downpours. 11 a.m. this morning, Taunton, Acushnet, New Bedford, all in the heavier rain. Starting to see some breaks of it towards Woonsocket and the Gloucester area. This all goes off to the east as we head towards 1 and 2 p.m. I think by noontime, 1 p.m., western parts of Rhode Island actually will be seeing some peaks of sunshine as skies work to clear. Taunton and Acushnet, your last rain around 1, 2 p.m. And I'll shift further off to the east here. You can see Harwich, Wellfleet still dealing with some downpours, even as we continue for the mid-afternoon. But by 4:30, in comes a little bit of some sunshine. Temperatures won't be warming up too much on the backside of the front, but likely seeing a little bit more in the way of some sunshine. So temperatures for the afternoon likely going to be in the lower 60s. Those gusty winds we've been seeing, 40 to 50 miles per hour, expected to decrease heading for the afternoon on the backside of the front. So that's, of course, good news. Still breezy, though, between 10 and 15 miles per hour, at least through dinner time. And then we head for tomorrow, we got some high pressure in place. Now, as we continue into Wednesday morning, a little bit of a rinse and repeat. We expect to see some showers work on into the region around 6 a.m. A line of showers continues to work on through for the late morning, tapering as we head for the afternoon. Don't think it'll be quite as extreme as what we're seeing out there this morning, but of course, we got to get a little bit closer as we start to fine tune some of those details. So Wednesday, we got more rain on tap, but Thursday and Friday, brighter skies as if for the weekend, looking very nice. Do expect some temperatures a little bit on the cooler side with highs in the 50s, lows falling down into the 30s. But once we do shed this early week rain today as well as Wednesday, Allison, temperatures alongside some of that sunshine going to be a nice feat heading for the weekend. A little bit drier as we head for the weekend. Not quite as warm as what we had previous few days. Definitely enjoyable, but there are some brighter skies at the end of the tunnel, and that's, of course, good
All
news.
right, that's good to know. All right, AJ, thanks. Good to see you this
Yep,
morning as well. And of
as
course,
well.
coastal areas a little bit different than inland. Couple of headlines we're going to run through today because Gene is not with me today. So we're just going to kind of run through headlines instead of doing a little bit of back and forth. He'll be back with me on Wednesday. First up, I don't know if you knew about this when we went on the air this morning with Sunrise. Amazon Web Services went down for a period of time. Their web services, actually, a lot of people think of Amazon as just retail, consumer, business to consumer, but it's really B2B too when it comes to software for major corporations. And it went down for a period of time overnight, but we are good to go now. It is back up and running. And it's not just the big companies and retailers, it's also some smaller folks as well, but it's up and running. That's Amazon Web Services, a huge branch of Amazon, down and then back up again this morning. All right, this is a story we've been following for some period of time too. It has to do with Region. It's a company in a different part of the state, southern part of the state. This is very entrepreneurial. So a lot of us were interested in how these prototypes were going to play out. That is a sea glider prototype, and it was damaged, as you can see. This is during an on-water hydrofoiling test. That was on Saturday. The weather was beautiful, so we have good video of that right now. What happened was 2 captains were on board at the time, but nobody was hurt, luckily. Region's assessing this, curious to know how much this will cost to repair the vessel, and they plan to be back on the water testing it pretty soon. So R&D continues with that. That company is out of Quonset, and there's been millions and millions being poured into research and development there. Paris. This is wild, wild, wild. Still unsolved theft up in Massachusetts at the Gardner Museum. Well, this is the Louvre, a little bit bigger here in Paris, shut down over the weekend after during the day, thieves took off with jewels. We're not sure how much they were worth. The French interior minister says several intruders forced their way through an opened window. By the way, when the museum was open. Took the thieves less than 7 minutes to get in and to get out with the jewels. Calculated, they believe, sure seems that way. French police are continuing to investigate. So I think the headline here is that this was done during business hours when people were visiting there, and somehow they got in and got out and they got what they looked for. Nicholas Alahverdian, are you sick of hearing about him yet? Well, we do know the trials are over, and now 2 days of sentencing proceedings will be taking place out in Utah. These are based on some rape cases. Today's based in Salt Lake City, tomorrow out of Provo. So we're going to be paying attention to those as well, especially because of his connections to us here in Rhode Island. But sentencing 2 days to take care of that. And then we'll find out his fate, how long he'll be behind bars. Applebee's, Garden City. There's been so much news about Garden City, things moving in, moving out. We know Newport Creamery, of course, is not going to have their lease renewed over the next couple of years. They're moving in and out. Fire is the reason for this. This is not because of a lease not being renewed. A fire. That video is from 1 year ago. That's when fire ripped through the Applebee's. That's in Garden City, over on the corner side of it there. And Cranston leaders are now approving an application for a new location. So it looks like they're up and out of Garden City, going across the street. We know that based upon a building permit that shows it will be next to the Shaw's supermarket over by the Starbucks on the other side off of Chapel View Boulevard. If you ever went to Orange Theory, that was right on the corner next to Shaw's. You're looking at Shaw's, it's on the right. That's where Applebee's is going to be moving to. So then the question is, what goes into that space? I don't think it's a Newport Creamery, but what's going into that space in the Garden City location? Garden City keeps moving and moving upwards and onwards. So who has the best Italian food? Is it Rome? Is it Italy? Or is it Providence? Well, the Diocese of Providence, the bishop, we call him Bishop Bruce Lewandowski. He just went to Rome, to the Vatican, to Vatican City to meet Pope Leo. He was there to also do some local work as well, even though in Rome at the Vatican. He was there to see a deacon from Central Falls to be ordained. Bishop Bruce called the trip a once-in-a-lifetime experience, although he's pretty young. I bet he'll be going back and forth for more. We have a full conversation right now on our website and on our YouTube channel here, which is what many of you are on with me right now. But we talked about this morning on Sunrise, was who has the best Italian food. We all know there's so many Italian Americans, of course, in the Johnston area, Providence area as well. Bishop Bruce is getting to know Rhode Island pretty well too. And he's claiming that even though we just got back from Italy, that the food might indeed be better here in Rhode Island than in Italy. So we were talking about this morning about Pasquale's Pizza because he was trained in Naples. He's down in Wakefield. The Aurora Club, which is known for its red sauce, all these great, amazing traditional restaurants and clubs in Rhode Island. He's claiming that they really hold their weight, that Rhode Island still has the best Italian food in the world, even when compared to Rome and Italy, having just come from there. I don't know about that, but I think it's definitely tied. So that's my way of being.
Italian food.
Right, too.
Really?
Yes.
Better than Rome?
Yes.
That's crazy talk.
We have the corner on that market. Rhode Island still has the best Italian markets and the best Italian food.
Good answer. I would say, especially since he's new here. That's Bishop Bruce. I'd love to hear from some of you on my Facebook page or other places what your favorite Italian restaurants are here in Rhode Island. I went to Rome a couple of years ago and ate my way through it. But I have to say, Rhode Island restaurants stack up pretty well. So I will agree with Bishop Bruce, and that's a great PR move from him, considering he's new to Rhode Island. So thanks for that, Bishop Bruce. And I actually pitched this morning on Sunrise that Gene and I should take him out for lunch. And then we can really go and hit some of our favorite places as we get to know him more. All right, it's kind of a quick one today. It's about 10:18 right now. Gene will be back with me on Wednesday. The goal is, as we start building out this show, branding it, getting more consistent with it, that we'll be on Mondays and Wednesdays instead of just Tuesdays, with more news, weather, headlines, all of that sort of stuff. And of course, conversation between Gene and me and some of our other reporters as well, depending on news of the day. So that's it for us this morning. Pretty quick in and out, but we'll see you again on Wednesday. And that's it. Ciao for now.